Yes, sir. Episode 6. No.
Oh wait, that's the wrong.
That's the wrong one, bro. Come on.
Just
No,
fucked it
but
all up. Episode 6. That's right.
sir, fucking
Grinding it out, you know.
we are grinding it out, bro. More fucking consistent right now. We're doing pretty good, I'd say.
Every week, at least.
Every week,
an episode
yeah.
every week.
This is fun as fuck, you know.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
And we're getting better and better at it. Hopefully.
Some better equipment, better quality and shit
Yeah.
like that. You know, the last episode too, like it sounded real good.
Yeah, it did.
So
I mean, everyone too. Like, you guys got to go to our TikTok, man. That shit's it's pretty dry.
that's
We
right.
need a.
What's
like-
shout out the name?
I mean, it's AA Talks, AATALKS. I mean, everyone should go fucking look at our clips. The clips are getting pretty decent, and that shit's dry. We have 13 followers, bro, and we have like 30,
Fuck ton of
35
views and
subs and shit on YouTube.
Or
but-
even we even get like a good amount of views on
Yeah.
that shit, but nobody's just following, right? So
yeah, but I mean, our clips are pretty fire. Yeah, man, just a lot of crazy shit's been going on lately. I wanted to, you know how we were talking about the AI and all that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that AI generated pic of the Pentagon like getting crashed into.
I saw something, but it was all fake and
But it
everybody
looked
thought it
real
was
as
real. and
fuck.
shit. Yeah. I did see that.
Bro, that shit's crazy. Like the way shit's going now. Like, I was like, I looked at it and I was like, damn, like that shit looks real as fuck. Like, if someone came up to me and was like, hey, the Pentagon got crashed into
You're
or
like,
some
"Oh,
shit, I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy, and I'd believe it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, it even got crashed into even when 9/11 happened. You know,
oh
Pentagon
yeah,
get crashed
it did.
into like a certain department with like certain secret shit
Yeah.
and all that. So
Did you ever like get into like binge watching like all the 9/11 like conspiracies and all that?
Oh,
Or
bro,
like theories? Yeah,
I'm like the conspiracy guy. You know, I've seen all that shit.
bro, that shit's
Yeah.
crazy.
I've
Like,
seen a lot of that shit.
Yeah, I've
know?
seen. I mean, did you ever see that poster that George W. Bush had of like him playing with I don't know if it was like some type of blocks or like toys, and it was like he was holding like a plane and like
like
it was going to
crash.
towers.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't see that. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy, and he's like smiling.
Do you think it was like an inside job or what?
I think so because I mean the way like people explained it, like it makes more sense.
Right.
And at the same time, like how the fuck did someone like get away with that shit like in the US like with that plane and everything, and no one's seen like what's going on with it? But I mean it's hard to say too because it was back then, you know. So
I think you know, a big reason too why it happened too is because they try to, I don't know. I don't have a lot of trust in the government, right? So I just feel like they were trying to do that to increase like security and have a reason or even go to war, you know? Because I think when that happened, they went to war with Iraq and shit like that.
That's true.
Even though it had nothing to do with them anyways, but they wanted a reason to go to war. And then as soon as that happened, you know, that's when the TSS, you know, that's where it first got created. The TSS where you go, you know, you go to airports and they start patting you down and stuff like that.
Also, it wasn't even a thing.
It wasn't a thing until 9/11.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Bro.
it wasn't a thing until 9/11, and then they started doing it after. So,
But why would they like go for that? The Twin Towers.
The Twin Towers. That's a good question. Well, the thing is too, I don't know, I don't remember too much about it, but there was a building there that, I don't remember, but it had something to do with financials.
No, yeah, I've
And
heard of that
you've heard-
because
yeah.
supposedly if something happened to that building, George W. Bush would get like good amount of money, right? Or the government or some shit like that.
Something like that, you
Yeah.
know. So they wanted to like just get rid of all that information,
Yeah.
and supposedly that's why they crashed into the
Yeah.
exact same, you know, floor and shit like that.
Exactly.
So I mean, I don't know. I think for sure something happened with our government that they wanted to do something like that, you know. But
Yeah.
maybe I'm just too skeptical, but
No,
I think we have to be. I
yeah,
think, you know,
you can't really trust the government.
they lie to us all the time.
all the time for sure.
Every day. Just turn on the news and they'll lie to you right there. You know, like,
They'll lie about anything. They'll lie about the weather. No.
they would, exactly. I agree with that. So they say it's raining and it's not raining, bro. So like it's
You
all
liars.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Some people get addicted to the news. Like they watch that shit every day. It's
I
bad.
wouldn't watch the mainstream media 100%.
Yeah.
Like if anything, if you want to like learn about a certain topic or something like that, do your own research and look up articles and just actually try and look into it yourself. Don't look at like Fox News. Don't look at CNN. Don't look at ABC. None of those media companies, because I think they just have an agenda to push, and the media also like tries to play with the emotions of the people, right? So they'll say something that'll get people triggered, get them angry, get them sad or whatever, but like they'll still stimulate their emotions. And
exactly.
And they do that. They do.
And that's just crazy how like corrupt like the government is. Also too, like the way they say they silence like the doctors, they pay them a lot of money to change shit around.
Yeah.
Like to change medicine and all that, to not give us what we actually like need.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy, bro.
And that's the thing, like that's why I hate watching the news, because it's only a certain agenda. And if anybody wants to talk against it, then they silence them.
Yeah, exactly.
They just silence them right away.
That's facts. I mean, Andrew Tate.
Exactly, bro. He was talking facts. Like he was talking facts. And
I used to like watching. Well, I still do. Like Alex Jones too. Like he's funny.
I fuck with Alex Jones. The only thing that people have to say about him is just because he was talking about Sandy Hook, and he was saying it was a lie and shit like that. But he came out and apologized and all that. The only thing is like, what kind of annoys me about that situation is like people won't take anything that he says serious now just because he said that. Exactly. But it's not like he's not speaking facts about anything. Like, don't be like so stuck in one thing that he said. You can still understand the other shit that he said, and you can still see that it's true. The other stuff that he's saying, like he was wrong about Sandy Hook, but at the same time, like all the other shit that he's saying is not wrong, bro. Like,
I mean, the government's wrong about a lot of shit, and people still believe in them. So, like,
I agree.
But that's crazy too. How when he snuck into the ritual.
That's right.
You seen that? Shit's crazy. That. I don't know if everyone's seen that, but he did sneak into like a ritual of
a bunch of elites and shit.
Yeah, like the elites, and it looked like they were like putting someone on fire, like sacrificing.
It was like a kid. It was like a baby or something like that.
Yeah, and like you could hear yelling and screaming, and everyone's just cheering and shit. And he said he saw like a lot of celebrities, like known people. I think he said like Elon Musk, and I don't know who else.
I believe that.
I believe it too.
And that's the Antichrist right there.
Speaking of Elon though, I don't know if you saw the Neuralink got FDA approved.
I know, I did see that, bro.
Crazy. And we're just talking about that not too long ago.
Yeah, that's worrying, actually. How did the FDA approve that shit?
I don't know, bro.
How do they even know how to? Now they're doing human trials on that.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna sign up or what?
I already did.
You already have it plugged in, or what?
Yeah. No.
I'm out of here. No. Yeah,
that
but
shit is crazy.
That's like, nah, I can't.
Crazy thing is,
I can't trust that.
Crazy thing is too, people will do it. There is gonna be those people that are like, yeah, like I'll do it. And
I think people that don't believe in God, like atheists or like agnostics and shit like that.
You think so? Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if they don't care about like the afterlife or whatever, they're gonna probably do it. And just, I would never fucking do that, bro. I would never.
It's scary, man.
Same as the vaccine. Like,
okay, after a time, like a good amount of time, and everything seems good with it, would you do it, or just never?
But I mean, it depends. I mean, I guess I gotta see how it works, the side effects and shit like that. But I wouldn't do it like after a year, 2 years, or anything like that.
Yeah.
I would wait like 5 years or even more than that, and just kind of see what's the benefit. Like, if I don't need it, then kind of what's the point of even taking it?
That's true. I mean, he was saying like how it would like cure a lot of people that were blind and all this, but there's no proof of that yet. So like we would have to see that, but it does sound interesting and crazy to hear. Also, something with people that are paralyzed as well. Like, damn.
Right.
But that is crazy.
Well, that's how they get you, no?
Yeah, that is true. That is how they get you. I was gonna tell you too, on the news, I saw I think it was a teacher. Let me see. No, okay, I have it right here. A 31-year-old woman sentenced to only 90 days in prison for having a baby with a 13-year-old kid.
Oh, I did see that. That shit's fucking
How crazy is that, bro? 3 months.
Let's talk about double standards.
Double standards, exactly. Imagine that it feels the other way around, man.
She's not getting. You said 3 months only.
The 90 days, so yeah.
That the guy's going to jail for life if the guy did that. And of course, life, there's a lot of double standards with men and women and shit like that. But the thing is, if you're trying to be fair, you're trying to have equality, then treat both parties the same. You know,
Yeah.
Treat the women the same, treat the men the same, and don't pick and choose when you want to like, you know, have consequences for somebody's actions. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, you know, this woman, she's a pedophile.
Yeah,
you know?
basically, and people don't see it as that or something.
Exactly.
But exactly how we were saying, like if it was the other way around, that shit would be way different. Than guy would be getting the electric chair or some shit.
He would. He'd be fucking like stoned almost, you know, like
also those like pranks too, like where women go around touching guys that are with their couple or like with their spouse, and like, bro, if we were to do that, we'd get canceled the first like video or some shit. Like we'd be in jail.
Right. I agree.
That's crazy how that's so like.
I seen a video the other day where there was like a window washer like in a big ass building, and the chick was like flashing her tits to the guy, right? And I was thinking the same shit. I was like, if it was the other way, if the guy was fucking like flashing his dick to the girl or like whoever, you know, it would be a completely different story. But because it's a girl doing it to a guy, and for the most part, like, we're not gonna complain, right? We're not gonna be like, oh, she showed me her tits. Oh, I'm gonna report it to the cops.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It still doesn't mean that it's right, because if they're trying to be fair, then be fair. You know, like, because if a guy would have done the same shit, you know, you're taking his ass to jail. Like,
exactly, bro. It's crazy out here.
And the Me Too movement, have you heard about that? Like,
no.
Me Too is like pretty much that movement is like believe all women, and it's like, for example, if Me Too pretty much means like, oh, it happened to you or it happened to me too, you know, like, you get me, like, it's like, oh, me too, like, and then all these girls say like, oh, it happened to me, but the movement is like believe all women. And the thing is, the scary part about that is that there's, you know, women lie, you know, men lie, we all lie, right? But there's been a lot of the thing is, there's been a lot of like cases and shit like that where you see that women are lying and they still like get the man in trouble.
The ones that are sad are like, like the ones where they lie about rape and all that.
Exactly.
Like, bro, you're fucking with some guy's life. And I seen like this one situation where this girl lied about this guy raping her, like her boyfriend or something. And this guy was on the way to the NFL, and there was no evidence or anything. And this guy, after 20 something years or 30 years, bro, she finally confessed that he didn't rape her. And
after
he was
20 years?
Yeah.
After she like accused him? Or?
Yeah. Like he got arrested like when she accused him.
And he was in jail?
Yeah. For 20 to 30 years. Yeah. And she comes out confessing, saying he never did it to me. After that whole lifetime. I don't even know.
Lock her ass up for the same amount of time, no? Like,
yeah. And this guy
insane.
Lost his whole career, his whole life. He was supposed to be in the NFL, you know? I forgot to open mine up too, man.
Need some energy.
Some energy? You need to fly?
Dude, I need some wings. Red Bull, like we said last time, you know, sponsor us.
Sponsor us, man. Please.
All I drink is Red Bull.
I drink it every day. I'm addicted.
Fuck Monster, you know? That's the devil. You know, we fuck with Red Bull. Especially this Juneberry.
Hey, man.
But
sooner or later, you guys see us sponsored by Red Bull. We'll get our own mini fridge. We're already addicts.
We'll have this whole bull right here, like on like a decal and shit like that. You know,
I can't live without it.
Same, bro.
I start itching if I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm like a fiend for this shit. You know, like I need one every day almost. You know? Like, if not, I get a headache.
Yeah,
you know, I'm like, fuck, my head hurts.
That's funny.
But no, I agree with all that shit. You know, I think you know, talking about that, like false accusation and shit like that. You know, I think if a woman, I may sound like sexist and misogynist right now, but if a woman is gonna like blame a guy and accuse the guy of rape or whatever, and she's lying, then she should get the same amount of time that the guy was gonna get for you know,
facing all those years.
For facing, exactly. So,
I mean, I don't even think that sounds sexist, to be honest.
It doesn't, but
it
like,
sounds
people
equal rights, right? And
that's what they want.
Not only that, I mean, he's fucking serving all that time, bro. Innocent. Like, she needs
20 years. Imagine that. You get locked up right now. 40. You're gonna be like what? 43.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I'll be 43.
Imagine that shit.
I'll lose my whole life. I don't even know like what's going on.
You come out, you don't even you don't know like what's going on with the world and nothing like that. So
not only that, what if this guy wanted to have a family and all this? Like, fuck. Oh, that shit's crazy.
It's tough, bro.
It is tough. And I mean, we see a lot of cases like that where people serve like innocent when they're innocent and they serve like a lot of years. That shit's sad. Shit is sad as fuck.
It is.
And
that's how we need like a better like justice system and
then they're portrayed as rapists and like all this
even
shit.
though they didn't do none of that crazy shit.
Exactly. And that shit is crazy, bro. But unfortunately, I mean, let's get into it. I want to mention it, bro. We're out of the playoffs. Fuck.
Where's the button for that?
There's no button for that.
Which one is it?
I don't know.
No, it's not
wrong one. Man. But fuck, man, we got fucking swept in the playoffs. I don't know what to say.
All right, you know what's crazy about that whole entire season? The first game that we played, we were down by like 20 something, and then we came back. We were doing so fucking good. So I never felt so confident after a loss. You know, from that game, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking destroy them."
We
you know,
said that the last time.
And I'm like, "We're gonna destroy them after this shit," because we came back like that, and they let us come back like that. Come on, like, but for some reason, they just fucking they destroyed us. Bro.
It's fuck,
and we lost every single game like by 3 points, 5 points. You know?
That's true,
and that's what made it even worse. And 2 of the games we were winning the first 3 quarters. And then we lost at the last quarter. And they were just fucking... All of a sudden, they were shooting like shit.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth quarter, they just came back and started like, you know, just draining the threes and shit like that.
Fuck, bro.
Michael Porter Jr., fuck that guy, you know. Even though he's like it's crazy, bro. Yeah. Every time he got the ball, I'm like, oh, he's making it. And he does every time. You know, he only missed like a couple times.
I got to take my hat off to Jokic, man. This guy, it's popping off. Making the most impossible shots I've ever seen, bro.
I agree with that.
Shooting from up here and shit, like
like he shoots it from behind his head. Like what the fuck?
Fuck, man, you can't block that shit.
His jumper is ugly, bro. Like it goes in. Ugly, yeah. How do you block that though? If somebody's shooting it from back here,
like you have the same jumper, but that shit's way off.
Do I? Is it kind of similar?
But man, that shit is so ugly, like. But I gotta take my hat off to it, bro. That guy is just
I'll say this to Jamal Murray. I understand now why they wanted him back so bad.
Yeah.
Because when he was injured and shit, like
it's scary though. Like, how do you know if he's gonna come back the same? Like,
yeah, I agree.
Throw a little sneak diss to Klay Thompson. Like he didn't come back the same. He's pretty shit now.
Right. He didn't come back the same, but he still like he still sinks the threes here and there and shit.
I wonder if they're gonna keep him, bro.
You don't think they will?
I mean, if he's willing to take lesser money, because I don't think they should pay him the same after the way he played. He played terrible.
He did.
But yeah, man, the Nuggets just smoked us. It's crazy.
They have better shooters, is what I think. That's it. I feel like that's the only.
It's like our defense too, you know.
Yeah.
But AD was getting bullied. Like, let's be honest, and he wasn't stepping up. I don't know if you saw, LeBron and Reeves, they were telling him shit after like he was getting scored on a lot.
Even Reeves, he was talking shit.
Reeves was like we need you to do something. Like there's a
who are you?
Hey man, but like he did tell him that, and I was like fuck, like, and AD was just with his head down, like I'm getting fucked up. Like, I can't do anything against this Russian.
Do you feel like sometimes AD gets fucking lazy, bro?
I do.
I think it pisses me off so much.
It's not the same AD, man.
See, the thing is, like, I'm like fairly new to learning all this shit. I don't know AD in his prime because I don't think he's in his prime anymore, bro. I don't think he is.
No, he's not in his prime right now. Like, if you were to
who do you think was AD like in his prime?
2020
in the Pelicans?
No, 2020. If he was 40-point games, he won like the MVP award over Braun. You know, Like he was popping off, bro. This guy was going crazy.
Although his defense, bro, his defense is still fucking good. He's still like a shot blocker and shit like
and
that.
Against the Nuggets in the bubble,
Yeah.
he made a clutch buzzer beater shot to win us the game.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah. I seen that.
Like fuck, man.
Yeah, and
I
it's
want
like,
that AD.
It's like, what's going on?
He was
bro?
like, yeah, like he had Jokic in a chokehold that series. I mean, I think he's gonna come back stronger though. I'm not gonna lie. I think we're gonna keep him. I don't think we'll trade him. I think
we shouldn't though, right? Because
no,
I still think he's our best player.
Yeah,
regardless.
I mean,
LeBron, like he's getting up there, bro. He's like,
I'm surprised he's gonna play.
He seems a little bit. Well, even though he was injured, right? We seen that, like,
yeah, he had a torn something, bro. Still balling
something
out.
in his ankle and shit like that. Yeah,
exactly.
So, but I still think that AD's should be the guy that takes over the team. It shouldn't be LeBron fucking carrying all this.
Yeah, exactly. He's the younger one, and
yeah.
But
I think if it's not LeBron, then it's AD.
Bro, LeBron's the one that was going to the games like 2 hours before it started to go shoot around. Like, come on, like it should be a lot of more people than just Bron out there. This guy
was the only one every time, right? Like
he had the injury too, and he's still balling out. I did see like a lot of our players after our losses staying to shoot around. Like Lonnie Walker was, D'Lo did, but D'Lo, man. Speaking of D'Lo,
yeah, you seen that?
Yeah,
he's not gonna get like they're not gonna get him next year, next season.
Yeah,
I seen it. Like,
I mean, it was bound to happen.
They're not gonna match like the play or nothing.
Yeah,
like that.
I knew that Loki knew that was gonna happen the way he was playing. I mean,
but just in this last series though, no, or like the whole playoffs, you think he was playing bad?
I mean, even against the Warriors, it wasn't every game that he was like popping off. He would have some games were good and some weren't. Some games I mean, I seen him in the Timberwolves too. Like I already knew he wasn't as consistent. So like I already know the way he was, but I was like, fuck, I think he'd be better than Russ because he can shoot the ball and he's not bad. He's not a bad player, but if we want to pay someone a lot of money, I don't think it should be him. It should be
he was our main point guard.
Yeah. And we're already looking into I saw Trae Young or Kyrie Irving, so that sounds pretty exciting.
Give me Kyrie, bro. Give me Kyrie.
I would take either one. I'll be honest. I mean, but if we were to get Kyrie, like that Kyrie and Bron duo,
that's what I'm saying. Like, give me Kyrie, because I feel like both of them, and then with AD, and
hopefully he doesn't just like tease us again like he did before, man.
That's the only thing. Like, I hate seeing all this news and shit like that because I've seen it before and nothing happens.
I mean, everyone, we all thought it was gonna happen too. Last year, right? Like we all thought, like, oh, the Kyrie's gonna come to the Lakers.
Right.
Like,
I was excited for that.
Yeah,
shit,
and this guy goes to the Mavs.
And then what do you think then about? Because I don't want to lose like Austin Reeves or
because I was gonna tell you too, because I have like the list right here of like the fan votings of who should stay and shit.
Oh yeah.
So this is the percentage. So for Austin Reeves, 99% of fans want him back, 1% don't.
Damn.
Rui.
Who the fuck are those haters right there, bro?
For real, the 1%, huh?
I know. Clippers fans, I think, like
they want him and shit.
Probably.
99% want Rui back and 1% don't.
Same.
Yeah. D'Lo, 36% want him back.
Damn, 64%. That shit dropped like crazy.
64% don't want him back. Schroeder, 87% want him back. 13% don't. I want him back.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Lonnie, 91% want him back. 9% don't. This is crazy. Malik Beasley, 41% want him back. 59% don't. Wayne Gabriel, 46% and 54% don't want him back. Troy Brown Jr., 34% want him back. 66% don't. And then Tristan Thompson, 62% want him back. 38% don't. So I want to ask you, out of that list, who would you want to keep? So we got Reeves, Rui, D'Lo, Schroeder, Lonnie, Malik, Wayne, and Troy Brown Jr. and Tristan Thompson.
How many can I pick? 3?
I don't even know how much we're able to re-sign. I think it just depends on how much money they're going to want, you know?
I would say...
Like, start from, like, the ones you want the most and then go down the list.
Austin Reeves.
100%. I agree with you.
Hochimura, 100% again.
I would put Schroeder at second.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
you know.
But Hochimura, this fucking series is
he
balling
fucking
out.
Balls out. Yeah, exactly. And I think Schroeder, we need him because of his defense. You know,
his defense is amazing.
Yeah, he actually puts in
and
work
his
in
role
defense,
play. You know,
yeah,
his role play is really good.
And he's a good shooter, and he's also good at driving into the basket and shit like that. So, it'd be Austin Reeves, Hochimura, Schroeder, and then I think it'll be Lonnie Walker. So I'll get those 4.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Would you want to see Tristan back, like on the bench?
On the bench, I think so. Yeah, Tristan did good actually. You know,
I'd take him over Wayne Gabriel. Like if it would have come down to the big guys, I'd take him over Wayne Gabriel. Malik, like I feel like he could do better. It's just maybe, I mean, like he wasn't bad during the season. Like he was balling out, and I kind of don't want to like let go of him because I know he's still a shooter, you know. And if he plays more the next season, you never know, he can like pick it up and be a better player.
Right.
I also saw he posted on his story and like this is personal now.
Oh, I think I did see that.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go off this next season and
better practice now, bro.
I mean, then again too, he didn't really get a chance in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I didn't really see him play.
What about Mo Bamba too? Like, what about him?
He was injured. I mean,
right, but I'm saying like,
I think we should.
Somebody that you want back.
I would want to see what he could do.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, we can end up making a trade maybe during the deadline.
I don't know too much about him, but he's like a good defender.
He's a good defender because he's tall as fuck. So he is really a good defender. And also too, the Celtics, bro, they're low key making a comeback right now.
That's bullshit.
Bro, they're fucking like they're like, don't let us win one game. That's all I ask. And then they're fucking winning more and more. And like, oh fuck,
3-2 now. You know,
3-2.
So they're playing today. No,
I think so. Yeah.
And if they fucking win today, man, if they win this whole series, I'll be so fucking mad.
I'll be pissed as fuck.
Bullshit.
Because no one's came back. I think from a down 3-0 in the playoffs.
No one's ever done it.
Yeah.
No one's ever done it. You know, and
if it's the fucking Celtics.
Yeah, for them to do it, bro. Like what's going on with Jimmy Butler and his whole team? You know, like they were smoking them every single fucking game, and now they're getting smoked in every game.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It's fucking. I mean, I can still see the Heat taking them out. Hopefully by today. If it not today, they're in fucking trouble. Because if it goes Game 7, they're gonna be like shitting bricks. They're gonna be shitting themselves for sure. They're gonna be all scared.
Do you know where they're playing?
I don't.
No. Because
I think they just played at Celtics home, so it must be at the Heat, Florida.
Right.
In Miami, I mean, should be there.
I want Miami to win for sure.
They have to, bro.
Yeah, they should. Like this shit's almost impossible. I mean, it pretty much is impossible right now. You know, nobody's ever won from a 0-3 deficit.
Yeah,
and then for them to fucking do this shit, I'd be pissed.
But
I'm like, the fucking NBA is rigged, bro.
Okay. Speaking of that, bro, I got a good ass fucking thing to tell you. You probably didn't see this, but there is a referee getting investigated right now, and he's a Celtics fan.
Right. So that's legit?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was like,
you know what's crazy? This guy, he has a burner like on Twitter, and keeps defending himself, and everyone like people found out about him.
How'd they know it was a burner?
I mean, you can easily like find out. They did it with KD. So.
I seen that like a while.
This guy was defending himself so much. Like I saw some of his tweets. Like it was like, nah, like Eric Lewis is a good ref and all this shit. Like, bro, come on. Okay. Like, no one's gonna say that.
Yeah, who defends the refs like that?
No one
anyways,
has like a fucking referee jersey hanging in the room.
My favorite referee right here. You know, like
exactly.
No, you're right. And I heard his family is all like Celtics fans. No.
Yeah. I mean, the only referees like we fuck with, I'll say like UFC, like we're like Herb Dean. Like,
that's right. Yeah.
Like, we'll fuck with you, but the NBA, no one's fucking rocking a referee jersey outside at a party or something.
That's true. Because they fucking call a bunch of bullshit all the time.
But yeah, and him like refereeing the Celtics games when he refs for them. You want to know their record, bro?
What is it?
26-2.
26-2 when he referees for him?
Yeah.
Fucking. Is he refereeing tonight, bro?
I think he refed the last game. And I think there was a lot of bullshit calls that game, so that's why he's starting to get like investigated. This is so stupid, bro. Like fuck, like that's how you know that there's some like shit going on.
A little shady shit for sure.
Yeah,
you know.
and it could be like other referees out there too that do the same shit.
Maybe there's a whole like documentary. I don't know if you've seen it.
I had never watched it, but I remember you told me.
I
about
seen that
it.
shit. Oh my god, bro! This guy, I don't remember too much about it, but this guy like he was caught up with like some mafia shit, and like somebody told him like, oh, you know, he would tell them like, oh, I think I can make this team win, and so the guy would be like, all right, well, you are gonna make this team win, and I'm gonna, you know, like, and I'm gonna pay you this, and pretty much like certain call, like he just do like extra calls or call extra fouls and shit like that, just to kind of alter the game a little bit.
Yeah,
pretty much to make the other team win or hit the team that he's going for win. But it's happened in the past, and I think you should watch that documentary.
That is unreal, man.
Yeah, that's it's a bunch of bullshit.
Fucking honestly, I hope we do get at a time where AI could fucking blow a whistle for the games and be like see like
actually
everything
call an actual like foul and shit.
Then you can't really like yell at the AI. I mean, they're gonna know when a hit happens. You know,
yeah.
Some shit like I think it will happen maybe like in the future. Like a robot or some shit's gonna be able to see like every movement of the ball and
I just think too like the referees should be able to see replays and shit like that. You know, that's what pisses me off. I mean, I think even in UFC, like they should be able to watch replays.
The thing is too, like an NBA game, like that's just gonna take a.
It's gonna take more time. So if they do it like on every single play and shit like that. But like, just even the ones,
it's like every play now, like someone complains, like.
I think the fucking flopping, bro.
Oh, speaking of flopping, damn, bro, you're like bringing my topics up. But flopping too, there's gonna be a new rule. If you flop, then you get, I think, a fine and a technical foul or something like that. So like, this is good because it's gonna like affect the game, you know. And no one really is gonna want to flop anymore. Like
Chris Paul's retiring tomorrow.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker too. Bro.
Jokic, bro. Yeah, that guy's a flopper.
I didn't know how much of a flopper he was until this fucking this like series, and I'm like, holy shit.
This guy was flopping bad.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? A 7 foot something guy,
7
like
foot Russian.
Flopping like crazy, bro. You remind me like a fish out the water, bro, just fucking flopping around. Like, shit was annoying.
That's funny.
Shit was fucking annoying, bro.
But like, so who do you think the Nuggets have a better chance of winning the championship against the Celtics or the Heat?
Well, that's a good question.
I'll say the Heat.
I think the Heat too, because I think the Celtics have a better like.
They have good ass defense.
They have a good, they have a good like overall team.
Yeah.
So I think
they have more weapons. You know.
Yeah.
They got Tatum and Jason.
Right.
I mean, I just said the same guy. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, my bad.
Yeah, Jaylen.
And then they got Al Horford. Horford would probably like guard a Jokic, and then they got Marcus Smart.
Right.
I mean, they got some good defenders.
Right.
But I think the Nuggets. So if you think it goes Nuggets Celtics, who do you think would win that finals?
I don't even want to go for the Nuggets, bro, to be honest. But
I don't want the Celtics to win.
I think the Nuggets are going to win.
Celtics is our biggest rivalry.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want them to fucking... They better not win tonight. You know, I don't want them to win, but...
That's why I was hoping that like it was already finals time so we could start talking about that. But fucking Celtics are making a comeback and shit.
They're just like avoiding the inevitable, bro. They want to just fucking like...
For real.
Like, just make this shit longer and shit like that.
I know, like, go to Cancun already. Go take a vacation.
Just go with us, you know, go with the Lakers and shit. Like, let's go play at the beach, you know, and we'll fucking have a 7-game series
barbecue
over there. But, okay, so speaking about, like, the NBA possibly being rigged and whatever, like, certain referees doing a bunch of bullshit, I do have an interesting topic. And I've told you about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Gematria. You remember that kind of?
Gematria.
So pretty much for people that don't know, Gematria is like you put a numerical value on a letter of the alphabet. For example, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. You get me? Like, and
what'd you say it's called again?
Gematria. Gematria.
Thought you said Jumanji or something like that.
It's something crazy like that too, though, you know? And so I have an example. I have one example. I was trying to find another one, but I couldn't find like all the evidence that I needed. But for example, this is pretty much what Gematria is. It's like so yeah, you put a numerical value on the letter, and let me just give you this example, and then you'll kind of understand what I mean. So Desmond Bain. I think you already know about this game once I start explaining it. Like Desmond Bain last year, he had a crazy, ridiculous game. And the reason why it was so crazy is because of this, right? And, you know, one of my homies back from elementary school, he's the one that put me on to Gematria and shit like that. Yeah. Well, he just kind of told me about it. I don't know if I believe it to the extent that he does, you know?
So it's like a coincidental type thing? Or
kind of and not really. Okay. You know, like it's kind of like supposedly you can tell by the numbers and the dates and shit like that and the scorecard or like the the scoreboard by the end of the game and shit like that, like what something should have happened.
Yeah.
So, for example, Desmond Bain on February 2nd, 2022, right? Which is 2/2/22. He is number 22, right?
Oh, okay.
And then he got 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, and he shot 22.2% from the field.
What the fuck?
And bro, I'm telling you.
I remember this game, but I didn't hear the whole stat line like that.
And this was 222 days after his birthday also. Which is fucking insane, bro. Which is insane. And the thing is, like, is that a coincidence, bro? Like, I'm like, I don't think that's a fucking coincidence.
That's weird.
How insane is that? You know, like, yeah, it was 222 days after his birthday. And then, yeah, so all that shit just makes it makes you question something at least, you know? And it's like, you know, what's going on? Because for me, that's insane, bro.
That is fucking weird as fuck.
You know, and pretty much, I guess what Gematria is, like what they say is like certain things are gonna happen, you know, regardless. Like that, you know, they're gonna happen, and people can tell what's gonna happen and shit like that. And they kind of just like put them. Even when, like, for example, when King Von died, there was like a whole shit about his name with the numbers and all that, and they kind of calculated exactly what day he was gonna die.
Oh,
and he got killed that exact same day, right?
Damn.
So that's why sometimes it's pretty accurate, but then other times I'm like, okay, well, if you guys know all this information, then why don't you just use it to your advantage, you know? Then bet on all the teams that you know are gonna lose and shit like that. That is true, you know? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't really believe too much into it, but I still think it's something to question.
It is something to question. That's fucking.
So what do you think about all that? The 2/2/2 and all that shit.
I think it was on Tuesday. I think
also.
It's too accurate to be a coincidence.
Exactly, right? Like,
man, that's at first I thought it was a coincidence because I thought it was only like the points but damn, hearing all that shit. 2 assists,
2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, 22.2 from the field. Like,
that's crazy.
He's number 22. It's like, and then 222 days from your birthday too. It's like, what the fuck? You know, that's crazy.
How did someone find that shit out though?
That's the thing. Like, I think they do it after it happens. They're like, oh, all these numbers connect. That's what makes me kind of question it. Like, oh, why didn't you know it before?
Yeah.
But then it just kind of like it aligns after.
That's crazy, man.
Even with LeBron, I was trying to find that.
I've heard of one of LeBron, and I also heard of one of Kobe.
With Kobe too, when he died and shit.
Yeah, like well, I think it was a game or something. The buzzer beater, the timer left was like 0.24 or 0.8.
Oh,
something like that. We make the point. We won the game by a clutch shot, and then something like that, and then we're up by like 8 points or something. It was something crazy, like coincidental too.
Even with LeBron, you know, he was 37 when he got the scoring title, or 38. I think he was 38, and then to pass the scoring title, he had to get 38,000 points.
Damn.
And it was like 38 days after something. Like, I don't remember the facts and all that shit, but like,
that's so weird.
You know, I don't think a lot of these shits are coincidence. You know.
No, yeah, like it's like, but how would that? Like, I don't understand the purpose of it. Like, at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. That's where I question it too. Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What's the reason if people are faking it? Either way, like, me and you would never know, you know, who's gonna win or who's gonna lose anyways, right? So it's not like it changes anything, you know. But we watch it to just watch them play and just a fun game and shit like that. But I think what I think is just like the people, like, for example, the mafia or like certain other people like tied into this shit that pay a bunch of money, because in an organization like this, you know, people pay a lot of money. And,
man, that's fucking wild. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to like. It's trippy to hear, and some people will say it's coincidence, but some people won't.
Right.
But I mean, I think you're right. It should be looked into more for sure. You know. That's fucking wild. It's crazy, bro.
I think that shit's crazy. I think people should look into that and just kind of get familiar with at least what it is, and just just kind of see.
Yeah, that's wild. That kind of reminds me of this one topic. I don't know if you saw it. Joe Rogan was saying on his podcast. It was like an old episode. Supposedly, that it has to do with time. That if a mom gives birth and if you were to put a watch on the kid and the mom, that supposedly in like over time that the watches will be a different time or something.
Times. Yeah,
that's fucking weird too. But how would you know though? How did someone already test that out, or like what? You're just making a fucking like a I don't know, like a like fucking question or a theory or something. Like I don't know. That's weird.
I did hear that, and I guess he was saying too that like people perceive time differently, right? So if me and you, for example, right, we're leaving we were born at the same time and shit like that, but I was like doing a bunch of crazy shit, and then you were just chilling at home and not doing anything. Then time for me would be a lot faster compared to you just chilling, right? So I think he would say, he said like if you put a watch on both of them and 30 or 40 years later, depending on how they live their life, you can check their watch. If the watch was perfect, then you would see that somebody's watch would be a little bit more ahead, right? What the hell? But it's not a crazy amount. I think it was like a few minutes or something like that, which is nothing crazy. That's the thing. Like
still weird, but
it is still weird, but it goes back to like Albert Einstein saying that, time is relevant. It's like we make time, like time is what, how do I say it? Like time is what we make it, kind of like like we don't know, I mean based off the sun and shit like that, but we don't know like exactly what time it is right now. You get me? Like we made up. Exactly. We made up that concept like, oh, it's 12 o'clock right now, it's 1 o'clock right now. We don't exactly really know, but that's why we live in, depending on how fast your life is and shit like that, we live in different times, I guess.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's why sometimes you're having fun and you're like, oh, time's going by fast right now.
Yeah,
because it probably is. Because it probably actually is.
Shit, that's trippy. And everyone feels like that, like especially like when you're at work and you're like, fuck, it's going by slow as fuck today.
Yeah.
But like
every day.
every day. There's times though too, like if you were like busy as fuck and then you look at the time like, oh shit, like time
2
flew
hours
by.
have gone by already. What the fuck?
Yeah. So I mean, it is trippy how people like the way we like see time and all that. But man, that shit is crazy. But yeah, the referees, bro, I don't know, it's crazy. Did you see that Carmelo Anthony's gonna officially retire?
Oh, I did see that.
That's sad, man.
It does suck.
It sucks.
The last time he played was with us, no? Like with
like no one picked him up. I low key wanted him still, like off the bench.
It was a dope ass 6-man.
Yeah, and all the Laker fans loved him.
Yeah, bro. I love the fucking,
Yeah. Oh, so like Carmelo Anthony retiring, that also is making LeBron the only active player left in the 2003 draft.
Oh shit! The only active. So it was only him and Carmelo,
like that were left. Yeah. Oh, shit. So now it's only LeBron. Which is crazy to think.
Fucking old.
I honestly like. Did you see when the post interview?
Yeah.
Like I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Right.
I was like, fuck. He might retire. It sounded not really like retirement, but more like he might leave.
Well, it sounded like he's like, I need to see what I have to do with the game of basketball. So I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm like,
it's crazy. I mean, do you give him like one more year? Or like, how would you? I think 1 or 2 more years.
I mean, he was talking about playing with his son, right? So
yeah, but now the way did you see the way he said it now though? He's like, like that's not really up to me now. It's more if my son wants to do that. So like it looks like he's changing his mind. I don't know if he was just bummed out because like the way we lost.
Yeah.
But that's what he said, and then, I mean, yeah. How long is he gonna wait though for Bronny? That's the thing too. Like
maybe
how long
like 2 years. I feel like in his second, like
it also depends if Bronny's gonna. Is he gonna ball out in college? Because he was good in high school, but he wasn't the best. There's a lot of good ass kids. I mean, I think more because of his name, his last name, he's going to USC.
True.
So it depends. Maybe LeBron has the plug to like get him into the league right away.
Right. And I seen a post from the LADE, Lakers all day every day. I think he posted that LeBron is gonna finish his contract with the Lakers, which is one more year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think he is gonna come back next year.
He needs a retire a Laker, bro.
I think he should. He said he was.
Yeah,
You know,
he said he was. I think he
so.
will too.
Which other team would he go to other than like the team that his son goes to, right? But it's like I don't know. Like
the only team I would see him going to is either back to Cleveland, like where he's from.
Where he's from, yeah.
Yeah, but fuck that. Hey, imagine if you were to go there though, like Donovan Mitchell and him.
That's true.
But nah, he needs to stay.
Speaking about that, then real quick, you seen the post that said like, where should LeBron get a statue at? L.A., Miami, or Cleveland? For me, I think it's obvious. No, I think he needs to get one in Cleveland.
Like, okay, I thought you were gonna say
no.
I thought you were gonna say L.A.
No, I mean I'm not that biased. You know, yeah. I think he needs to get one in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's his hometown.
That's his hometown, and he brought a championship there. You know, so I'm like, why is that even a question for me?
Yeah,
like,
I mean the thing is too, bro. In Miami, that was like prime LeBron right there.
Right,
he was balling out like crazy, but
to get a statue, it has to be where you're from.
I think
like, you know,
maybe he can decide that. Maybe he's able to pick.
But I don't think it's LA, bro. If he gets a statue before Kobe, he pays.
Bro, Kobe needs to get one already.
A statue,
I don't understand why Kobe hasn't got his own statue.
Right.
That shit better be dope as fuck too.
Better be fucking dope.
Like, yeah, but I mean, you have a good point there. Like, I think so too. It should be in Cleveland.
Just makes the most sense.
It does make the most sense. That's where he's from. I'm pretty sure that's where he would want it to. But yeah, man, the NBA's a lot of crazy shit happening. I'm gonna be bummed out when the league is over because it's almost over. You know, now we got a long ass wait time to wait for
till October.
Yeah, it's a long ass wait.
Wow.
But man, I already know what you want to bring up.
I need to take a piss, bro.
You need to take a piss? Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a little piss break. All right, we're back. Had a little empty the gas tank.
So, all right. This right here, you know, if anybody follows boxing, you know, last week, Saturday,
Haney won.
Haney versus Loma, which was fucking. It was a good fight, you know. It was a good ass fight. It was a great fight, you know. But for me, for anybody else that has a fucking brain, bro, knows that Loma won that shit. And let me just read off the scorecard real quick of Haney and Loma. So Haney won that shit unanimous, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I feel like it's stupid to like, you know, argue about unanimous versus split decision because it's like you still lost anyways, right?
Yeah.
But the scorecard was, you know, 3 judges. It was 116 to 112, which that scorecard right there was fucking ridiculous.
That one is ridiculous.
And then it was 115 to 113, and then 115 to 113, right?
Yeah.
For me, yeah, the first one, I feel like that shit was fucking crazy, bro. Like to say that Haney won 116 to 112, to me that was crazy. But
yeah.
You know, maybe it's because we bet on that fight, right? And
no, I mean, like I said, I'm a Haney fan, and I already knew. Like once people said like, "Oh, it was a rigged fight," I already know. This is the thing I hate about it. Like all the comments, people like to jump on it. Like, oh, they're saying this. I'm gonna comment this too. That
True.
It was rigged. It was a rigged fight. So I was like, "Fuck, I'll watch it again." Because
how many times have you seen it?
Twice.
I seen it
second
once.
time.
I haven't seen it
Second time, I fucking like focused, and I'm like, I still think Haney won, bro. Like I have the like I scorecarded it and shit. Like I'm a judge.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Actually, what makes you think he won though? His body shots? Like what
bro,
the fuck?
Like I'm telling you, I watched the fight. So this is how I had it. Like okay, then again too, like there was a lot of close rounds, and like. It's like not fucking. Obviously, I'm not a judge. You know, I'm not 100% accurate. But
neither are them.
Yeah, exactly.
Neither are them. So
like, it was hard to judge, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
So I put round 1, like no doubt about it, Haney, because he's the only one that like landed punches.
Right.
That round, Loma didn't land any. He threw like 9, didn't land 1. And he's speaking of that though, like one of the judges gave him that round. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Round 2, Haney. Round 3, I put Loma. Round 4, Haney. Round 5. This is where Haney, I feel like he just fucking took over. Round 4, 5, 6, 7, I got him winning all those rounds. Round 8, I had Loma. Round 9, Loma. Round 10, Loma. Round 11, Loma. And then round 12, I had Haney. So that's how I scored it. Like, I feel like Haney, the first half, like, he took over.
I think so too. I do think that.
And I think, like I said before, like, Loma, he goes off later in the fight. And I think that's when he fucks up because, like, this fight, he was going off, like, towards the end. But I think people are saying, like, it's rigged just because the way he took off in the last rounds. Like, bro, like, it's still, like, if you look at the previous the 6 rounds, like, I still feel like Haney won most of them.
I think even Haney looked surprised though that he won though. After like they announced that shit, he was like, "Oh fuck."
I think I don't know. I didn't see the way he looked surprised. But
I just haven't seen anybody say that Haney won. Like any professional fighter,
No.
any other fighter. Like everyone says that Loma won, even though that doesn't mean shit. But
yeah,
for me, all Haney did was jab him and body shot him, right? But even then, he was outstruck. He was outstruck from the head. He was outstruck to the head and outstruck to the body. So that's why I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how did he win that shit?
like I watched the fight and like there was a lot of counters that he did, and it was like good ass, like hard ass body shots. But I mean, Haney doesn't have like crazy power, you know?
Right.
And,
So that's why I'm like, it hits you like it.
Like I feel like if he had the power, like he would have been able to put out Loma. This guy was getting like good ass liver shots and like
but even Loma,
body shots.
Loma, if he had more power, he probably would have.
It's just Loma's more like quick and like
throws a bunch of combos, right? Like 5-6 punches and shit.
So like he's not really like going with power.
But he rocked Haney.
I seen it like, but the same thing, bro. Haney did the same thing to him.
He didn't rock him.
If you rewatch it, he countered him with the left hook, and he had him like he made his head go down. Like
it wasn't like what round or what?
I don't remember what round.
Because I know fucking Haney was rocked. His fucking legs were all wobbly and shit
like
that.
I mean, I saw like this guy Loma was pushing him a lot, swinging him around and shit.
And fucking dropped him and shit like that. Like they
come
started
on,
wrestling.
Yeah. But I mean, it was like hard to say. But I still think Haney won. But like you said, how like unanimous decision, maybe that's bullshit.
I think so. This is what I think too. I don't think it was a robbery like that. Like everybody.
Yeah, people are exaggerating, bro.
Yeah. I don't think it was because every round was pretty fucking close, right? So that's why I don't think it was a robbery. I just think the scorecard was especially 116 and 112.
And the way people like the way some fans are, like they want to see like headshots and all that shit, you know. So like, bro, Haney was. You can tell he was like going. His tactic was, I'm gonna hit the body the whole fight.
Right, you can see it. That was his strategy for sure.
And like people are just like, oh, this guy didn't do anything. Like Loma obviously won, but like, come on, bro. I don't know. It was a close fight though. Like I can't like say it wasn't. It wasn't like a fucking big ass W. Like not a close fight at all. It was like super close.
Would you have been mad then if Loma won?
Nah, because I mean it was close, but I still think Haney won. So like maybe I would be mad because I rewatched it and I was like, fuck, I think Haney did win.
I gotta rewatch it one more time.
And I mean, yeah, I feel like he won. Of course, people are gonna say the opposite, and I know there's a lot of day one Loma fans. I mean, he's been around for a long ass time,
That's right. Yeah,
I can see why people are pissed as fuck. But yeah, like he said, he was also saying that like, oh, I think Teofimo was a harder fighter than Haney, which is pretty like crazy to say. Not crazy.
Well, Teofimo was fucking him up too. Like
and
like his movement too was like
he was doing low key the same thing too, like body shots. But he does throw more like strikes to the head too. But it was a close fight. I still think Haney won.
So who do you got for Haney next?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. Supposedly it might be Shakur.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good ass fight. I don't think
he said Loma won.
Of course he's gonna say that, bro. But here's the thing too, like I see a lot of comments saying, oh, he's gonna get fucked up bad by Shakur. Like, bro, do you not see how good Haney is? Like, everyone keeps underestimating him, bro. Like, he's beating a lot of good ass people, but I think that one will be a close fight.
I think Haney, he's fucking fast, bro.
Yeah,
like,
he's fast.
He impresses me every time I see him. Like he's fast as fuck.
Yeah, he is fast.
I'm not the biggest Haney fan, you know that, like, you know, but even though I still respect his skill, you know, he's fast as shit. Like he's fucking quick. Yeah. You know, his jab is like a piston.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
what
that
I'm
shit
saying.
just goes crazy. But
I feel like his jab against Shakur is gonna be good. Like
Shakur, what is his like best? Because I don't know too much about him, but what is his like best
I don't know that
attributes and
much
shit like
about
that.
him either. He does have like some power in him, so he could. I don't know. I mean, we've seen Haney get dazed like a few times, so it could be a possibility that something like that happens. But we'll see. I'm gonna go with Haney on that one still, though. I still feel like he's a better fighter. He's fought more known people, and he has better experience. I feel.
Didn't Ryan call out Shakur actually
Ryan?
today?
No, he caught out Romero.
Rolly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for that, bro.
That'd be
That's
fucking
gonna be
sick
a
ass
good
fight
ass
too.
one.
And then whoever wins that one fights the winner of what Haney and Shakur,
Possibly.
maybe.
I would say.
Depending on how they win too.
Yeah, I think it depends. I know Haney has like a.
And then Tank is kind of just floating around or what, like.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go. I don't know who he's gonna fight next. I know people want him to fight Pitbull again, which again, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it again, just so people can see like if Pitbull is actually like a better fighter than Tank, or Tank's just gonna beat him again. But then again, like we talked about it before, like Tank, he broke his hand that fight, and he was still beat him. So, but we'll see. We'll see if that. Hopefully, something happens soon with that. I'm low key like excited to see Ryan fighting, and I want to see him fight again already. Like seeing him call out Rolly, that's pretty dope. And who would you have in that fight? Rolly versus Ryan.
To be honest, like I don't know too much about Rolly, but I would have Ryan.
Ryan, I would have Ryan too, and
I think
right
especially
now too,
losing against Tank, I think that taught him a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And his new camp, I think it's gonna
Jr.
exactly. I think it's gonna show him a fuck ton. So, you could already see that he has his hand up even more.
There's only like two I think thing like his shit that he needs to like tune up was his keeping his hands up. But his footwork for sure, and
his footwork too.
I think his footwork's gonna get way better now. Like training with Errol Spence Jr.'s.
And hopefully he doesn't have any moles in his fucking camp this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that Tank knew about it.
Bro, let's be honest.
He called him out multiple times. Like, oh, your ribs not hurt.
I don't want to make excuses, but like Ryan had a lot of like downfalls on him, like the mole, having a bruised rib, and having the rehydration clause. Like it was a lot on him, but. No excuses. I mean, I doubt.
Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
Like even me with the hydration clause, I was kind of against that.
Yeah.
Like, using that as an excuse, but the mole saying that his rib was hurt.
Yeah.
Of course, Tank is gonna go for it.
Yeah,
so then
like
that
he
makes
already
sense,
knew too.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I know exactly what I'm.
If I know your ankle's fucked up, I'm gonna kick that.
Yeah.
Shit, like so.
Exactly.
It's like
it's stupid.
It's almost it's kind of like the weakness already. You know? So
and
that sucks.
It does suck. Fucking But yeah, I would have Ryan like beating Rolly too. I think Rolly, I don't know, man. He almost lost to Barbosa, and like Ryan's to me a way better fighter than Barbosa. This guy,
Barbosa, who's Barbosa?
Remember we were talking about him last episode. You didn't know who he was. He was the older guy. He looks
old.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
So Ryan was like, I'm gonna do it for Barbosa. This shit. But it's like supposedly, like I told you, that was like kind of a robbery. So he basically lost that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. I mean, they just stopped it early, so it wasn't over yet. But we'll see.
So it was like the worst stoppie you had seen.
Yeah,
shit
you need to watch it, man.
I do.
That shit was very stupid. But also too, Shakur, I don't know if you saw in a recent interview, he said that he wanted to fight Pitbull, and that Pitbull's dad and his team said no. Supposedly, yeah. This is what he's saying, that they said no to the fight. Pitbull, his team, and his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy to hear.
Why is that? Like they just.
I don't know if because I mean he fought Tank, so it doesn't make that much sense to like back down. So, but I mean Shakur is a beast too.
Like it's not that he's scared. You're saying it's just like something.
Maybe something happened. I don't know. But yeah, I saw that shit. I was like, fuck, that's crazy.
Pretty crazy.
But yeah, we got some good ass boxing. Like boxing's actually, I think, making a comeback. It feels like.
I think so.
Also, they have Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford now too.
Oh, that's
getting announced. So that's gonna be a.
It's already booked.
It's for sure. Yeah,
it's already booked.
So that's gonna be a fire ass fight too.
I think so. I think
that one's gonna be good. Who would you have on that one?
I would have what's his name?
Errol Spence Jr.
Errol Spence Jr.
Really?
I would have.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Crawford on that one. I mean. Crawford, I feel like he has better speed, but
he's younger too, no?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the age, but that one's gonna be a good ass fight. I can't wait to start watching like the documentaries on it and stuff like that. But yeah, that one's gonna be a good ass fight. Did you? I was gonna tell you since I was talking about the documentaries. I finished the Conor one. Did you start it yet?
Oh, I did, bro.
Call yourself a Conor fan?
I know, bullshit. I'm a fake fan. And I haven't seen it.
It's only 4 episodes, so it's pretty short. That shit was good as fuck. It got me like pretty hyped for his comeback, and I
can't wait for the Tough series. It's coming out in 3 days.
Oh, 3 days?
Yeah. 4 days.
It's on ESPN, huh?
ESPN Plus.
Fuck.
One of our subscribers will give you their account. So.
Hopefully. But I want to watch that just because of, McGregor, you know?
Right. I want to bring up a topic right now that, a lot of people probably don't like this fucking sport and shit like that, but I think this sport is gonna take off, bro. I'm telling you, this sport.
Oh my god,
this sport is gonna take off, bro. 100%. Anybody that hates it right now is gonna love it in the next 6 months to a year, guaranteed. 100%. If you like violence, you like violence. So, comment. Nah, let's just fucking start making the announcement. But so, power slap, bro. Oh my god! If nobody has ever seen any of the events and all you watch is clips, then I understand. Because I used to be the guy that I would see these clips and I'm like, what the fuck kind of sport is this? All they do is just slap each other, knock each other out. I'm like, this shit is like ridiculous, bro. This shit's fucking like barbaric shit.
Yeah.
And I used to hate it too. I was like, this shit's like stupid. Yeah. But as soon as I seen the first pay-per-view that they had, which is free on rumble.com, which is going to be like one of the biggest websites. But, I seen the first one. I seen the first pay-per-view. Bro, this shit is way different than the way we see it. Like, we just think that they're just like these guys that just fucking, which is what they do, right? They just slap each other, knock each other out. But you see like the grit and the just the what I like is just seeing how fucking tough these guys are where they get slapped in the fucking face hard as fuck. And they get dropped and then they end up standing up, coming back, and then end up knocking the other guy out because like they were able to take the shots. And there's rules to this. So like if we were to be doing it and I was about to slap you and you flinch.
Oh, you gotta redo it?
2 for flinching. So I hit you once and then you get the second one because you flinched. So there's rules to this shit. So even if you lift your foot too,
how the fuck can you not flinch, bro?
Well, that's the thing. You gotta
everyone flinches when like some shit like that.
It's scary, bro. I think that, to be honest, I think that the power slap takes more balls than going into a cage and fighting. The reason why is because you can defend yourself in the cage. And you can't defend yourself in power slap. You have to just take it. So would you rather want to fight somebody that you can defend yourself and like attack him too? Or just hold the bar behind your back and just take a slap to the face as hard as they can do it?
You're just going to go out though. One slap.
But that's not true though. That's what I'm saying. Like some of these rounds, they go 5 rounds and nobody gets knocked out, And for me, I'm like,
I still think the cage is worse.
No, I know. It depends. I'm saying like, what is more dangerous? Like
the cage?
No, but you can defend yourself though.
It doesn't matter, bro. It's still more dangerous. You're taking elbows. You're taking fucking knees.
Sure. Okay. I understand that, but I'm saying like, because you can't defend yourself in power slap. So you just have to stand there and take the fucking slap.
Yeah.
This last Saturday, if people seen that, it was the first ever super heavyweight. It was a guy. This guy was fucking 480 pounds, bro. And the other guy, the Hawaiian guy, was like 395 or some shit like that. Everybody thought the guy that was 400 something pounds was gonna win. They went to the 3rd round, and this fucking Hawaiian guy knocks this dude out. And he ends up like,
is he Samoan or what?
He was Samoan. Yep.
I'm never gonna. I don't want to go against a Samoan, bro.
Hell no.
They're all big as fuck.
These guys like have a gift from God or something.
Except
bro,
Max Holloway.
Well, even him, bro. Like,
but yeah,
he doesn't have power, but he has a chin. Like, he doesn't get knocked out. And that shit was fucking insane, bro. Like,
it sounds crazy, but I still think it's like
you gotta watch it.
There's no longevity to this career. Like, come on, bro. How many slaps until you start
getting CT?
It's the same as UFC. Your chin's not gonna last.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Like, you getting slapped all day, it's just not gonna last. So,
the thing is, they don't have like a fight every week.
I wonder how much too they're getting paid. If it's not even worth it, then don't fucking do it, bro.
Like, I think they get paid like I don't know, like 20,000, 30,000 or some shit like that. The thing is, bro, they don't fight every week. They'll fight maybe 2-3 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get knocked out, you're only gonna get knocked out once or twice a year, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if they're not getting that much money, they're gonna want to fight more and all this. But I mean, if they want to do that shit, that's on them, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like it's on them, you know. They're the ones that sign up for it. They know what they're doing, and I think Dana is providing like, you know, something for other people to do if they're not fighters.
So do you have to pay for it though?
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet. It's all been
if
free.
It comes to like paying for it, like fuck that.
No, I wouldn't pay for it, but it's free right now on Rumble.
I think it will soon.
Eventually. But I think for sure, like everybody that's hating on this shit, I think you're all gonna.
Even a lot of UFC fighters think that it's dumb as shit.
Yeah, but right now, bro, people used to talk shit when the UFC first came, like when the UFC first happened and shit. They used to always hate it. They used to say like, "Oh, this is like bar fighting. This is not like you know, it's not a real sport. This and
that's
that."
true.
And now it's one of the biggest sports. You know, it's better than boxing. So
yeah, it is better than boxing.
I think Power Slap. It's gonna blow, especially having Dana as a you know, like a president. And shit
that's what I was
gonna
say right now. Like, imagine if the boxing like league and all that, the boxing side had like their Dana type of person, it'd be a better sport, man.
I agree.
Because this guy, he makes the fights happen even if like these fighters don't want it.
Right.
Like they have to.
Right.
Like he makes it happen and shit. So that's how boxing needs to be. But like I said, I think it is making a comeback right now. Like people are starting to finally be like, fuck, like we need to make these fights that the fans actually want.
Exactly.
Which is
good.
Canelo too, he needs to be someone to stand up on that too. Like
fight the people he needs to.
Yeah, he needs. Hopefully he fights Benavidez. That'd be dope.
That'd be dope.
So I mean, hopefully that happens. But yeah, the fucking, I don't know. Maybe I will like give it a chance. Power Slap. If I have time, bro. If I have the time, like if I have absolutely nothing else to do.
I just think like if you like violence, what's the problem with this fucking sport? You know, I don't understand it. Like you want to see somebody punch each other in the face or elbow each other, like kick each other in the face, but you don't want to watch somebody just slap the fuck out
like
of each other.
I used to, like back then, I used to watch like the slapping contest and all that.
Right.
But like I would watch it like just to watch this one. I don't know if you ever seen him. It was like this one big bearded guy.
That's the guy, bro.
He's in Power Slap?
Yes. It was his first fight. His name is Slap for Cash. Yeah. That's the guy. And I didn't even know it was him until I seen it. Because I remember I used to see that back in the day too.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it, you know, like and I forgot that I even seen that shit, you know. But that's the guy, Slap for Cash. He's been in other like orgs and shit like that, doing the same shit. And then he came here and you know.
Yeah, but I still think this is something that's like not on the serious level. I feel
not yet. Yeah. I mean, some of these people don't even train.
Because exactly. I was about to say,
they're
it's
like,
not really skilled.
Yeah.
There's not really that much skill to it.
That's what I think. I just think it's more like, I don't know, like grit. Like whoever the fucking has a better chin.
Like the big ass overweight guys, fuck. Like those guys probably slap hard as fuck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The guy that was 480 pounds lost, bro. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I seen that one bearded guy. Like the way he would train, he'd be slapping like watermelons and shit and like breaking them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, damn, that shit, it is crazy. It is crazy to see.
I think it's entertaining for sure.
Yeah.
Like, if anything else, it's entertaining, you know?
It
like,
is entertaining.
If you, like you said, if you don't have anything to do, just watch that shit and you'll fucking have fun watching it. It's a good event too, you know? Like, the way Dana, like, promotes it and hosts the whole entire event. Like,
there's going to be, is there, like, fans there right now? Or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, the Nelk boys were there. They're promoting that shit, you know?
That shit was funny.
Aiden Ross was there.
Yeah.
You know, there was a good amount of celebrities, I guess.
Celebrities?
You know? Yeah.
That's dope. The fucking UFC, like I was gonna ask you, like how would you feel if the UFC had kind of like a change where, because you know how a lot of people say like it's hard to see the inside, like from the outside of the cage, because it's a fence, you know?
Yeah.
Like imagine if it had like glass? Like kind of like hockey. You know how they have the glass wall?
Oh, right.
Like something like that. You think that'd be better?
I've heard that before.
You think that would be better, or you like the cage? I mean, the way it looks, I guess you know.
Yeah, I guess it just depends if it doesn't break. But I think that would help with the fence grabbing. You know, like when people like grab the fence and shit like that. You know, because everybody complains about that shit. So like if you can do the glass and just make sure it doesn't break or anything like that when there's like the heavyweights, slamming against the
That is
fucking
true
wall.
too.
If they can do that, then I think the glass is way better.
Yeah.
For that reason, the fence grabbing, because that fucks with a lot of people's like fights,
Yeah, it does.
So
it does. Like referees don't see everything, and especially in the UFC, like the fence grabbing can make a huge ass difference.
it does. Like if somebody's gonna take you down and you grab the fence and then the ref doesn't see it, but now
Yeah.
you stop that. And then
Yeah.
you flip around and you take him down or something like that,
exactly.
which happens all the time. So
It does happen all the time, man. Did you see Henry Cejudo? He was gonna he's telling Dana that he wants to be a backup fighter for Sterling. Because how Sterling,
Sean, right?
Yeah, because the shit that's going on with Sterling and Dana White.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I think fucking Dana's right, bro.
Yeah.
I think Dana's right. I think Aljamain is
He's
always
being a
bitching.
crybaby?
He's always bitching,
Yeah.
bro. He's always bitching about something. So maybe I just don't like him, bro. But I think he's always bitching about something, and he's just always just like complaining, saying like, "Oh, my wrist hurts, my ankle hurts, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, well, if I feel." I think it's hilarious that nobody's even taking him serious. He's like, "Oh, like my ankle hurts, I'm not gonna fight." And then Dana's like, "Yes, you're fucking fighting."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "All right, I guess I will." And then Sean was like, or he told Sean, he was like, "Oh, if you're about it, we'll fight in August." And then Sean's like, "No, I'm not about it. We'll fight in October." Or something like that.
that.
And then he's like, "All right, I guess we'll fight in October." It's like nobody cares what he has to say.
Yeah.
It seems like he's just like following what everybody else is saying,
Yeah. That
Which I think
true.
is fucking hilarious.
How do you think though, like Henry being a backup? Think that'll be. I mean, then again, I don't think he'll even fight. It's not gonna really matter.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they're both gonna fight each other, but he should only be a backup if Aljamain can't fight. I don't want to see
Yeah.
Aljamain versus Henry again.
Fucking
Unless he's gonna fuck him up, then maybe I'll see it. But
yeah, I was watching MMA Hour and shout out Ariel. No,
that's right.
But
the nose knows.
he was talking to Jan, and this guy was saying that Alex Pereira, like he was laughing at the fight, like this is gonna be an easy ass fight. I can't believe they're giving me this fight. I'm like, damn, the way he's talking is crazy. But fucking, he was just saying that.
I did see that.
Yeah, he did.
And I seen that he said he's like, it seems like I'm the one that has to send all these people back to their weight class.
Yeah.
The thing is, bro, Izzy weighs like exactly the amount for middleweight, like 185, 190. Pereira weighs like 220.
Yeah.
So he's a bigger dude. So it's not like he's sending a light heavyweight or a middleweight back to middleweight.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking huge.
Yeah, Ariel was asking him the same question I asked you, like, oh, do you think him moving up is gonna affect him as a fighter? Jan was like, maybe the cardio, which I think so too. I think cardio is gonna also too. They're gonna be fighting in Utah, so it's gonna be
elevation.
And Jan is used to it, so we'll see how it goes, man. It's gonna be a brutal fight to watch. It's gonna be crazy.
I got Alex. I hope he knocks
the hell?
fucking Jan out. No.
Oh.
Remember, I told you. I said if I bet, I'm going for Jan because of the wrestling. But I want Alex to win, and he's probably gonna knee his ass, bro. I think he's gonna get him with a knee knockout or something. But
Yuri versus fucking Hill. Who do you have on that? Because I know whoever wins this pretty much gets the title shot. I think.
That's a tough fucking fight. I like both of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think
Yuri's just an awkward fighter,
and he's a fucking maniac, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's a fucking crazy motherfucker.
He is crazy, but is he gonna be the same like after that injury, man?
The shoulder shit, like
They said they never seen anything like that, brutal.
Yeah. Dana said like
crazy.
It's the craziest shoulder injury ever and shit like that. If he is, I think Yuri does get hit a lot. Like he does get punched a lot in the face because he got punched a bunch of times by Glover. So if that happens,
Glover, right?
No, Yuri, because he was losing. He was getting beat up, but he ended up choking him out in the last round.
Oh,
so that's when he won the belt, and then he just like he just vacated.
Oh yeah, he vacated.
Yeah, and
why did he vacate it though?
Because of the surgery.
Okay.
He's like, I don't want to wait because it's been over a year and shit like that. And so if he still gets punched in the face, Jamal Hill is a fucking he has real knockout power.
Yeah,
so I think
does.
he'll knock out Yuri. But if Yuri can be smart and be like, kind of awkward like he is, then I think he has a good chance.
Yeah, I'm ready for Jamal Hill on this one. I really like the way he's coming up.
Yeah, I would go for Jamal Hill.
Yeah, he was struggling before fighting Glover. He was like, I really need this and stuff like that. But yeah,
and he's on a streak too. He's on a win streak.
He is on a streak. That'd be cool though too. Like the story behind it would be dope as fuck if Alex Pereira wins, because you know how he fought Glover, you know, so that'd be dope as fuck too. But I mean, we'll see how that fight goes. Yeah, that'd be a dope. Because if we saw the way Alex Pereira was like staring at Jamal Hill, just like staring him down, like
fucking like burning his fucking eyes into his skull. Shit. yeah.
So that shit would be crazy as fuck.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, I did want to bring up a different topic right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about fighting.
So last week, or I think it was, or the week before, we were talking about NASA and space and the ocean and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna ask you, do you know that NASA in Hebrew means deception?
What the fuck?
Did you know that? Yeah, did you know that? Like it means deception. And that's why I'm a little skeptical of what's going on in NASA and shit like that. So I'm the skeptic guy, by the way, right? So
yeah.
So I think everybody should look up NASA, the ISS, the moon landing, Mars, the rover, all that shit, and really look into it and see if they really believe all that shit. Because I feel like NASA lies to us.
I mean, NASA, I feel like they hold secrets for sure. But I mean, that's crazy to think. I mean, to know
it means
that.
Deception, bro.
Yeah,
like it means deception. I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think things are a coincidence. Like I think people do shit on purpose. Yeah, and I feel like.
But does NASA like stand for anything? Like, is it an acronym or no?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, I don't know that.
Yeah, because maybe it is like national.
But that's what I'm saying.
Astronaut,
sure,
something.
But I think they make that up after.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I don't think they did that. Like they didn't know that NASA meant deception.
Yeah.
And I'm a big skeptic. And I question everything. But
I mean, it's not bad to like want to know the truth.
Right.
There's a lot of shit that's fucking hidden that we don't know about.
Exactly.
And NASA does a lot of crazy shit, like the way we were going from like just like exploring the ocean, and then from there, like we're going back to exploring space and shit, and looking for life on different planets.
Exactly.
Just crazy. That is crazy.
I don't think we've gone to Mars.
No.
I don't.
Do you think we went to the moon though?
No.
No, no, that one's like pretty fishy to me too. Cause like, why is it taking so long to like go
back again? Yeah, even Artemis. I don't know if you've seen, like, I think I talked to you guys about Artemis and shit like that. That they were supposed to go back to the moon. I haven't seen exactly what happened there, but the last time we went to the moon was like in 1964 or some shit like that.
Crazy.
And supposedly they said that they lost all the equipment, all the technology to go back. It's like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing? You guys are top scientists and you're losing equipment. So.
The shit that is crazy too is like when on live television or like the interviews when supposedly the astronauts that are in space, right? And then I don't know if you've seen like they'll be doing something and then like it'll end up stop floating or like
yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
All that shit. Yeah. Even there's green screens. There's like they have cables attached to them and shit like that to make them float. Like there's even like shit lags and shit like that.
Or I think it was the ball. It was a glow ball. They accidentally let go of it and it just fell.
And it just fell.
Like, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, it's a bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe
it's hard to believe that we
it.
went to the moon like that in 1960.
Yeah. I think if somebody watches it, that I know that if he watches it and he's like super into space, he might disagree with all this shit. But I think it should be questioned at least.
That's
don't
my
just
question,
blindly believe everything. That's what I think.
My question deep is like, why haven't we went back? So long. It's been years. Like,
exactly.
Over like fucking 5 decades.
Because we haven't gone in the first place, right? Like,
but do you think we could go? Like,
to be honest, I don't know. I don't think. I'll tell you what I think. So, I mean, I believe what the Bible says, right?
Because we have satellites and all that shit up there. So,
maybe.
You don't think we do?
Maybe not. Show me a picture.
I mean, fucking Google. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Show me a picture in Google. I'm telling you. But so I would say that like I said, I'm a super skeptic, right? So people might think I'm crazy and shit like that. But I would say, pretty much like, what was the question again? Would you say?
I don't know. I was just asking, like, do we think we have
Oh,
like the technology to go to like,
okay, so I would say that, as far as like going to space and shit like that, like I believe in the Bible. So I think that, the Bible says that there's a firmament, and a firmament pretty much means like we're in like a glass dome type thing, and we can't get, because if you can look up the fishbowl experiment and shit like that, and the government has tried to break through the firmament and shit like that. So I mean, it kind of just depends if you believe in the Bible or not. But as far as me, like I believe what the Bible says. So the Bible says that there is a firmament, and it says that he's gonna split the oceans from the bottom to, like, from below to above.
Mhm.
And he's also said that the earth is immovable and shit like that.
There's a lot of like shit that, I mean, obviously, like, I believe in God and all that, but there's some like questionable things in the Bible, and like I saw Joe Rogan talking about it too, saying there's a lot of man-made like type of things in the Bible, like how men could have so many wives and all that. Like it's he says it's obvious that this was written by men back then because of like having that like type of authority over women and
But is
stuff.
he talking about like the Christian Bible?
I'm not really sure,
Because
but
there's people that have had multiple wives, and then, like, their lives are not that great.
yeah, exactly.
So the Quran,
I
for
know
example, with Muslims, the Quran says you can have 4 wives and shit like
it's
that, right?
crazy.
So, but for me, I think the Bible is the truth. I
I
believe
mean,
what the Bible says.
even if the Bible isn't like, if people don't believe it, even like the Bible still makes you a good person. Like it's still like if you follow what the Bible says, you're a good person from what if you
If
follow
you
the way.
follow it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I think, yeah, me growing up in church too. Um, I think that's what it did. Like a big thing it did is just kind of like it gave me my morals,
Yeah,
and just the way I treat people, the way
exactly.
I act around people and shit like that.
Yeah,
So I think I'm grateful for that for sure, 100%. I'm not the best Christian for sure. Like, I'm over
yeah. I'm
here,
not the best Christian either.
but I still believe what it says, and there's just a lot of questions.
There is a lot of
This is what
questions.
I think. I think regardless if somebody thinks the earth is flat, right? If somebody thinks the earth is round, I just think we don't know it. Like, none of us know it. Like,
Hundred
none of us,
percent
yeah, none
guarantee.
of us
Yeah,
exactly know what the fuck is
it
going
could
on. And
be
if
a fucking, I don't know,
it
bro.
could be a triangle for all we
Yeah,
know, bro. Like,
it could be anything. Yeah,
exactly. So I don't think, I think for somebody to be 100% certain, then I think they're just bullshitting themselves, Like, I just think, no, yeah, none of us know exactly 100%.
what made me believe, I don't know, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Go
like
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
whatever, like what made me believe more, because there was, I know like a lot of people have had these situations. I mean, everyone questions like if God is real, but like you still feel like there is a God, like deep inside. Like for me at least, I still feel like there is a God because a lot of shit that happens in my life. And there was a moment in time where like I was like kind of mad at God. I would say, because like I lost like good people, like good family members, and like it's like why and stuff like that. But I ended up going to church like after a long ass time like not going, and some reason like my mom was like, all right, I'm gonna take you to get a prayer. And then I was going and I was like scared, because I didn't really want to do it, but this guy like prayed over me and stuff and like was going like deep into it, and like I felt like fucking like nauseous like right after, and like I like kind of like stumbled back a little bit, and I had to like sit down, and that shit like made me feel like what the fuck,
Were you crying, or like did you feel
like
like
I just
emotions?
felt, yeah, I did feel emotional, like what like it felt crazy to like because I never felt
I
anything
felt that
like
like
that.
2 times
Yeah,
before. Yeah.
and I mean it's hard not to believe in God either when there's like ghosts and shit and like demonic type of things.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
my tia, she was what do you call that when, I don't know what you call it, but the people that like pray for people and all that. the ones that I don't know what it's called, but those people that pray for people and stuff like that at the church. This one time she was at church and this lady just started yelling out of nowhere, and like it was all demonic. Her voice was like fucking demonic and shit.
That's crazy.
And that she was like scared, but like she had to be the person to go up there and stuff and like try to pray for the girl too. And like she was like saying like evil ass shit, and like it was all demonic. Her voice.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they were doing holy water on her, and like it was kind of like burning her, in a way. Yeah. And that's not made up, bro. Like there's proof of this and stuff, which is crazy.
Let me tell you, because it's crazy. Cause I have the exact same story, bro.
Oh really?
Literally the exact same story. A woman back when when I was going to, my uncle was a pastor, or he is a pastor right now, but he was a pastor when I was going to church.
Yeah.
And there was one time where this lady, she started like, she was praying in like just at the front and shit like that. She was praying. And then all of a sudden she just became fucking like crazy and just started like yelling at my uncle, telling him that he's a liar and like just cussing him out and shit like that. And the exact same thing, bro. Her voice, you can hear it in her voice that it was different. It was like demonic and shit. And my uncle, he even told everybody, he's like, everybody get out. Like, get out. We're going to pray for her. We're going to like, it was him and like some other 2 people. He's like, we're going to pray for her and do stuff like this. But he's saying like, everybody get out. Because the thing is like when somebody, I think 100% somebody can get possessed and shit like
exactly.
that.
The evil soul can transfer, right?
Exactly.
To someone else.
So the reason why he said everybody get out
because of that
is because like if you're weak-minded or if maybe like it could be that the demon or whatever transfers from that person to somebody else. Yeah. So he was like, everybody get out and we're gonna pray for her and shit like that. But it's the exact same shit, bro. She was like speaking weird. Like you could tell her voice was a lot deeper and like it was a lot scarier and shit like that. Bro. So that's pretty. I mean, I don't think it's fake at all.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, so that's how I feel. There's a good energy too. It can't just be evil energy.
Exactly.
And,
So if evil is the devil, then good is God. You know, exactly. Like simple as that.
It's crazy too because I was going to church not too long ago. I've been trying to go like more, but our pastor was talking about he had to get a surgery done, and one of the doctors there noticed him because she was a Christian and she goes too, and she was like oh, let me pray for you and stuff, like you're my pastor. And she was telling him that she gets a lot of atheist people and that she likes to pray over all her patients. And even atheist people, when they're in that situation, they
get uncomfortable or like,
no, like they ask like, can you pray for me?
Oh really?
Like, see, like everyone,
like at the time of like,
when they're like no, like when they're scared or like when they're gonna get a surgery, like even they want prayer.
Because we all know.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like everyone knows deep inside. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I don't know for sure, but like atheist people, maybe they're just mad at God. That's what I think. They have like some type of hate and they try to deny it, but deep inside, I think everyone knows.
I'll say too, with me, like there was a time where I was questioning God too.
Me too.
I was questioning God, and I even felt like I was, denying God, and I felt like I was almost an atheist too. You know, and I was saying like, God is not real,
bro.
Yeah, and I was like, God is not real. Why? We all have problems, right? Yeah. We all have our own issues and shit like that. And I was like, why is God allowing certain things like this to happen in my life and shit like that? And I'm like, man, I was like, God is not real, Yeah, but
I felt that too.
I think, that's just, I don't know. I think that's just something that we all kind of like go through.
Yeah.
And then, it's just, I think it is anger. I think it is anger. And what I think, just speaking about like, family members and shit like that, like I think it's just, we think that God is supposed to be the way that we want him to be.
That is true.
You get me?
Yeah.
And instead of, just understanding that God is who he is and he does pretty much whatever he wants. Simple as that, It's not, we think like, oh, God shouldn't have kids like, die at an early age and shit like that. But hey, it's not up to us to decide that.
It is
So I think, it's not up to us. We kind of just make our own image of God and we expect him to do what we want him to do, but that's just not how it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
And God is forgiving and merciful. So
it is like, I feel like everyone has like questions it. Cause I mean, I've had that too. Cause like I've had like not pastors, but like leaders there at the church that would, when I was in high school, like they would be our leader, like our group leader, and they would say like, oh, like yeah, God told me this, and it's like God's never talked to me, so like it makes me feel
True.
like
I agree.
it makes me question, but like the same time, like they would always tell me like, are you fully into like God, and like are you fully believing in Him? And it's like, fuck, like maybe no, I'm not. Like,
Maybe not, right?
yeah, so like there's a lot of things that like. Then again, I do see that God does some things in my life. And, like I pray a lot, so like I do feel like He does do some things that I do pray for and stuff like that. But I think also too, there's people that make us look bad because like I'm pretty sure you've seen it where like some churches do like the scripted like type of healings and stuff
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like there
I
was this
agree.
one
Yep.
there's this one guy this one guy that owns a church or something that he was doing this, it looks so fake, where like he had some guy in a wheelchair go and like supposedly he was paralyzed and he healed him on the spot,
Right.
and like he prayed for him and the guy walks up, like stands up and he's like shaking his legs and shit,
Ah.
but like making it look fake, like making us like making it look like making it look bad, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah, like
That's the thing. I mean, me personally, I've never seen a miracle either,
yeah,
right? You
that
know,
is true.
and it's not saying that I don't believe in it, but
Yeah,
I just never seen it
yeah,
either. So that's where all the questions come from and
yeah,
stuff like that. And even, same with what you said, like, some people like they get the Holy Spirit and shit like that, and they start
yeah,
talking in tongues and all that. And back when I was young, bro, I even though like it's the same thing that you were saying, like, oh, are you really do you believe 100% and stuff? When I
yeah.
was younger,
I felt like I did too.
I
Yeah,
believed 100%, bro.
because you're a
I didn't
kid and
even
you're like
cuss.
really gullible and like
Yeah.
that's what
So
you're
you
like
believe
learning.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you
exactly.
believe it,
I
and
think
back
it's when you grow up and people tell
you
you
start to
shit
question
and
shit. Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Other like ideas come into your
yeah,
mind.
exactly.
But I was even like, I'm not saying this makes me a saint, but I wouldn't even cuss, bro. Back in the days,
Yeah,
like,
I feel you.
like I wouldn't say none
Because
of
I
that
felt
shit.
like God was watching me, so like
Yeah,
I was like,
and
man, if I do this,
I would always try and really pray and be very active in church and stuff like that. And I never felt anything like supernatural, like
yeah,
like
that
from
is
God
true.
or nothing like that, which made me question it more. I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, what am I
Yeah,
doing?
that is true.
But
There's, I mean, yeah, like it is like a lot of anger or hate where I feel like people like try to deny God and stuff. But speaking of like the evil spirits and stuff, I also had a cousin, because I have a cousin that's like been through like some been possessed and stuff, and she still hasn't been the same since like I'll say like 12 or 13, bro. She hasn't been the same since, and it's crazy because I used to hang out with her like almost every day. I felt like when I was in back in like my childhood neighborhood and all that. But yeah, that house, like it was an apartment and it did feel haunted. Like when I would use the restroom, bro, like it felt like someone just staring at me or like right behind me. But yeah, that house, I guess supposedly a little girl died in there. Like it was an apartment, and that apartment was creepy, bro. It had metal stairs, which is fucking weird to see.
like metal railing and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like metal.
even the
I
stairs.
think you
Yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah.
that apartment. Yeah. Well, it was that one, and like I also had a cousin there, which she was living there one day or was living there at a moment in time, and she was upstairs, and she got pulled down the stairs, all the way down the stairs, all the way to the kitchen.
Like paranormal activity type
Yeah,
shit.
like pulled down, like all the way down like that, and she ended up running out the house, and she ran to my mom's house. I was like a baby,
She ran.
like
She was at like uh, what
because
street?
we lived like pretty close by there, that
Oh,
apartment,
okay.
like I would say like down the street.
Oh,
And so she just ran and she went in the our house, like banging on the door, like crying, like couldn't even like breathe, like she was saying that this happened to me, like and shit like that. And she hasn't been the same since either. Like she's not like that bad, but I know that she has like some type of issues too. But my other cousin, she's worse. Like she hasn't been the same since. There's been times where my uncle, her dad, she's chased him before, like with the machete and shit, and like done crazy shit like that.
your uncle?
Yeah,
Or you're saying her dad then?
yeah, her dad. So he's my uncle. She's done shit like that to one of him, to him.
She's done it to him.
Yeah, like she chased him.
Oh
like,
shit!
Because like
okay.
she's also, I think, had that too, where like the demonic type voice thing, and my uncle, like, for a long ass time, he's tried to get a priest to go there, and they all say yeah, but I guess he says, like, once they get close to the house, they say never mind, that they could feel like it's a big evil spirit there.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
And it's not only one, like, priest, is more than one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like they all say like yeah at first, and then when they end up like walking towards the porch and all that, they're like, never mind, like, I can't do this. Like, this is a whatever's in there is a big evil spirit, and they end up like fucking like not doing it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. Like, when I heard that, I'm like, what the hell? And that's just crazy too, how the priests, how they prepare to do that. Like, I don't know if you know, like, some, I think they gotta like fast and shit, like, for a while
To be stronger, no?
Yeah.
To have,
Shit's crazy.
Be more bonded with God and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you believe in like the tarot cards and, like, you know, reading somebody's palms, or like reading the cards and shit like that? Do you believe in that?
I think so, because I mean, there's video proof of like what do you call it? The fucking, what do you call that shit when they're getting possessed and all that?
Exorcism.
Exorcism. There you go.
No, but I'm saying believing in, like, for example, if you go to like a psychic and they flip the cards. I'm saying the tarot cards, where they flip the cards and tell you, like, you're gonna die tomorrow or something, you know, like something crazy. Like, if they say like, oh, you know, you've been through this, you've been through that, this is gonna happen and shit. I mean, like that.
I've
they
never
start flipping the card.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's bullshit, but I never been through it. I never experienced it, so
I agree. I agree.
I would
with
say
that.
I would have to like go do it and then
actually experience it yourself, right?
And then if they started like saying some shit that has happened to me, it would be like, what the fuck?
I had some chick that was supposed to do it to me.
Oh shit!
But something, I don't know. She probably got possessed by a demon or something. But it just never happened. But I told her, I was like, I'm down, you know, because the same thing. I was like, I don't really believe it. I'm not saying it can't be possible, but I'm like, I don't believe it because it's never happened to me. So if you can do that and then tell me something that only I know and shit like that, you know, or something's gonna happen, or you know, some crazy shit that only I would know, then I'd believe you. But until then, I don't know. I think it's a lot of just business. You know, they lie. They generalize. They were like, oh, you've been through something. You're like, fuck, yes, I have. You know,
you're like, holy shit, you're
like,
right.
God damn. You know, like, oh, you're traumatized. Oh, maybe. You know, like so they generalize a lot of this shit, and that's why it makes me not believe it.
I wonder if too, like, you got to do like a background thing, like, and then that's
like sign it, or what do you mean?
No, like, start telling shit about yourself.
Oh. I mean, if you do that, then I won't believe it.
Like, no shit, you made me write.
You just
this.
read it.
She's all reading it, like, oh, you've been through this.
She's like, so you had an ex-girlfriend, like, you know, like, what the fuck?
Like, yes, I did. How'd you know?
So that's why, like, it's hard to believe it. But
I mean,
if it happens to me in person and she fucking just like shocks me with like some crazy facts, then I'll be like, all right, you know, then I believe it. But until then, you know, I've had people tell me that it's true and shit.
Oh,
but
like, because I don't know what they're called, but like the people that are able to see like the dead.
Mediums.
Okay. My uncle, he passed away like a long time ago. Say like maybe 15 years ago. Which is my mom's brother. He passed away, and my mom recently went to I'll say like a few months ago, to one of my cousins' funerals, which passed away too. And one of the cousins there, she's one of those people that could see the dead. And she said that she doesn't like going to funerals because dead spirits, she could hear a lot of them, or like they bro, it's just fucking crazy. But supposedly she like has a lot of dead spirits coming to her to tell if she can tell their family members messages for her to say to them.
Right.
And which is fucking crazy. And my uncles and shit and my grandma were there at the funeral as well. And she had came up to my mom. And this is crazy because she's not in my mom's life. Like, she doesn't really, you know, when you have cousins like that you never talk to and stuff, and then you see them like at a funeral or something like that.
Like, so, the only time you see them and shit. Yeah.
So she went up to my mom and my grandma, and said, my uncle's name, wants you guys to know that he's tired of. She named my other uncles, which are his brothers. That he said that he's tired of them doing what they're doing, and tell them to get their shit together. And she doesn't know anything about my uncles, bro, right. Which is crazy. And
your uncles that visit?
Yeah. Okay. And that my grandma just started bawling, like crying, and that she also said like, and he's right behind you guys right now, hugging you guys, which is fucking weird as fuck. I just got there right now too, bro.
She's giving me chills.
And like, I guess they all just started bawling, crying, like yeah. But she's like, I don't like being here, so right now I need to leave because there's other spirits telling me to get their family members messages.
Like, and she's like, she didn't want to
like she said like it gets loud for her. Oh, which is weird, bro.
I believe that.
I do believe that too.
I 100% believe that because I haven't met people that do that, but I've heard a bunch of stories where people.
You know what's crazy too? It's mostly little kids that are able to see.
Little kids, and they say like the innocence,
Oh, okay.
People that just the innocent mind and stuff like that. Yeah. But then I feel like if you practice it, if you understand it and you practice it, then they start. You can be doing it when you get older too, So I think.
I mean, like the Conjuring girl, like she is able to see some shit too, right?
Right.
It's fucking crazy too.
So I do believe in that shit.
Yeah, I believe in that shit too. I have a little cousin, bro, that scared the shit out of us not too long ago. We were all here in the back. Well, not scared me. He scared one of my uncles. He told him like, "Who is that guy in the back?" And he's like, "Where?" He's like, "Look, he's right there." And it was just nothing there, bro. And it was dark, pitch dark, like in the little where he was talking about. And he's like, "Yes, look." He's like right there, and he's like looking at us. And my uncle was like shitting bricks, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Fucking start swinging, bro. Like, what the fuck? That's why little kids are creepy too. Like sometimes,
like get away from me, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, fuck. Imagine you had like a little girl and shit like that, and she tells you like, "Dad, look."
Oh hell no!
Like, look who's there.
I mean, we've seen videos like that, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one guy? It was like really old, where he used to record it too, where he would play hide and seek with his daughter, and she would say, "Oh, my friend wants to play with us," and I don't know if you've seen it, but he fucking was like, "Okay, let's play," and then, like he told her like, "Who's your little friend?" And she would say her name.
Satan. No,
oh, shit. No, but she would say her name and shit, and like that shit's creepy. And then he's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go hide," and then he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna count," and then he starts counting. He's like, "All right, I'm coming." And then he goes into the room, and it's obvious that she's like under the blanket because little kids, they don't know that there's like pretty visible to see.
You
like
can fucking see him just hiding like a big ass mountain under the blanket and shit.
Yeah. So like she was doing that, but at first he saw like hair in the corner, like next to the dresser.
Oh,
so he thought that was her, and he was like going towards her. He's like, "I see you," and then like the one in the dresser like points at the bed. Like goes like that, and then he looks at the bed, and then that's when he sees that his daughter's under the blanket.
What the fuck?
And then before he's gonna pull the blanket, the daughter just decided to like pop out and be like, "Oh, you found me!" And he's like, "Did my friend tell you where I was at?" And then he grabs her, and like he points like the camera at the dresser, and there's nothing there.
Well, that's like a real shit.
Like the fuck? And then she was like, "Did my friend tell you that where I was?" Like all like playful and shit. And then he's like, "Come on, we gotta go." And then he fucking leaves the house, and he hires it's like a like kind of like chapters. Like he makes another video too of him hiring one of those people that paint what they see. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what those people are.
They see.
Like they're able to picture like what's in the house, and then they start painting it and shit like real fast. But he hired someone to do that. And this fucking girl, like, she's like one of those people that are able to see things. So she's like drawing with her eyes closed, and she ends up drawing like some fucking girl that's like demonic as shit. And like that's what she was saying that was in the house. Like this spirit is in your house. What the fuck? Yeah, bro. That you need to watch.
You gotta fucking find it and send it to me.
I will. I think Isaac's. I think he's seen it too. But I think he's the one
that's what I'm saying, bro. All this evil shit, and you're gonna tell me God doesn't exist, bro?
I don't understand the people that like to go to the haunted houses and shit.
Oh man, would you not do it?
Fuck.
There was a time. There was
bro.
a time where I was like, you know,
Me too as a kid.
yeah, I was like, I want to fucking go to these haunted places
Yeah.
and like see what's going on because I want to
like know if it's real or something.
Yeah.
But like, I think once you hear like family members going through it, it's like fuck. Like, it makes me.
I don't want to fuck
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Like for example, would you ever fuck with the Ouija board?
Fuck.
I would never fuck with that shit.
Like
even if I don't believe in it or not, I would never fucking like I wouldn't try it. I'm like fuck no.
My aunt, she's like really like into like. She's like really religious, and she says like even watching the like scary
Exorcist movies and shit
it's
like
bad.
that. That's why,
like you're inviting evil spirits. And
that's
shit.
right. That's right.
Which kind of sucks because like sometimes I like watching scary movies. You know.
Me too, but I feel like it's also like you just gotta. I don't know. You gotta be kind of like strong-minded.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know, I would say that the Exorcist movies are the ones that feel the most real to me. You know, because I've same as you, I've seen some crazy shit like that. You know, not even video proof with the lady, the same lady. You know, like shit like that. We've seen like some crazy demonic shit.
Yeah.
So I do believe in that, and I'm like the Exorcist movies are the ones that kind of get me the most. Like, oh fuck, this is legit. This is not just a movie.
Exactly.
And even the Exorcist of Emily Rose and all that. That's all real. It's all true.
Real.
A lot of the Exorcist movies are real.
Like you can't make that shit up.
Exactly.
What's going on and shit.
Yeah, and then these other scary movies are not, for example, like what's that one movie? It's one that you had seen recently, I think.
I don't know.
Dead by Dead Rising or something like that.
Evil Dead Rising.
Evil Dead. Yeah. So that movie is like a fake movie to me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a fake movie to me. It's just like whatever, but the Exorcist movies are legit, actual stories that actually happen.
Yeah, Exorcist, Conjuring.
Yeah, exactly.
There's another one.
Even fucking Annabelle too, bro.
Annabelle, yeah. I mean, that shit's real.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the doll is real and shit like that.
Exactly.
So,
the Insidious. There you go.
Those Insidious.
Those are crazy ass movies too.
There's gonna be a new one actually coming out. So
imagine even making those movies, being those actors, bro. Like, I think one of the actors, she got like a big ass scar on her back or like a claw scratch
from
Conjuring, I think.
Oh, okay.
The one that plays the girl, I think she got like a big ass scratch on her back.
There was a chick from The Exorcist. I forgot which movie, but she came out in White Chicks also. If people have seen this, like she came out in White Chicks talking about like when she was in the fitting room, she was like, oh, like she was trying to fit in some pants and she was like making jokes and she was like, oh, my big fat belly. She went not crazy, but she had a bunch of crazy shit happen to her after she was in The Exorcist, because she was in The Exorcist movie and she was the main actor that like would fucking bend backwards and do this crazy shit. So she ended up having some crazy shit happen to her after. And she talks about it. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I believe in it. Yeah. If you get into these movies and you start doing this crazy shit.
Yeah, like this shit is nothing to like really lie about, I feel like.
Right.
I mean, some obviously the shows and all that, some of them are bullshit.
Yeah.
But fuck, that shit's crazy. Like, but
that's why I feel like you can't believe in the devil without believing in God, or you can't believe in evil without believing in good. Yeah. And you can't believe in hell without believing in heaven, simple as that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Blair Witch Project? That one's crazy too.
I haven't.
It's an old ass movie, bro.
Yeah. I've heard of it for sure.
That one's real too. Like it was a real.
They're at the woods and shit like that.
Yeah, like a college. It was like a college project. They had to go and like do some type of documentary type shit. Right. And they ended up finding like some little cabin house out there that was a witch. She was a witch.
Oh, that's right.
And she ended up like doing some crazy ass like. She's the one that killed some people there and shit. And then there's a one scene in there that's fucking crazy. They're camping in a tent, and out of nowhere they hear like a whole bunch of babies like surrounding the camp tent and like laughing and shit and like moving the tent. Yeah, bro, it's fucking weird. But yeah, there's a lot of, like you said, like if I would ever like visit a haunted house, I don't know, bro. Would you?
Probably not anymore. Back in the day, for sure. I mean,
like there's always something that goes wrong, like for one person. I feel like, and that shit's scary.
Would you go to like a cemetery, fucking trying to do like this crazy shit? I feel like that's disrespectful to the dead too.
It is disrespectful to the dead. Yeah.
That's why it's like, all these ghost hunters and shit like that, they got fucking balls to do that.
I mean, that's how they said like Halloween, right? That's when the dead comes out or something.
Yeah, that's
supposedly.
Well, that's not even that, bro. But
it's deeper than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is deeper than that. They used to sacrifice babies. They used to sacrifice like kids and animals in Halloween, and that's kind of where it started. I mean, they still do it now. They do sacrificial shit. So Yeah, it is way deeper than that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they say that day is like a demonic day, because that's where like the witches and all these like people that do magic and shit like that come out and do sacrifices on that day. So, but it's way deeper.
I don't know the full story, like the full. I know Christmas too has some type of deeper meaning too.
Christmas,
Santa
also.
Claus, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Like something was shrooms or mushrooms and all that.
Right, the shrooms under the tree, the pine tree and shit like that. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Crazy too.
You know, I don't know too much about it, but yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. I need to look deeper into it, but that shit's trippy too. But man, that's some shit that I would never want to fuck around with.
No,
like,
I don't know.
I've had friends too be like, "Oh, let's go let's go to this abandoned hospital," and shit. Like, fuck that
abandoned hospital. Fuck.
Like,
you're gonna see little kids like fucking down the hallway and shit like that, just staring at you, bro.
It's scary, bro.
Yeah.
And that's where do you think the most haunted places are?
The most haunted places, I think the cemetery is one of
cemeteries,
them.
Yeah.
One of
what
them
about
sure.
Did you ever see I think where the concentration camps were too? I think that's where there's a lot of haunted shit too.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Shit's scary too.
Hospitals, like you said, abandoned hospitals.
And then supposedly they're at the concentration camps, like the ones that were Nazis there, like they're the deeper evil spirits, like like they're more evil type shit.
Right.
Just crazy to think about.
They did a bunch of evil shit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I mean, I think we're good for this episode. I mean, we did a lot of shit, covered a lot of stuff.
This was a good episode.
It was a good episode. But I mean, hey, go follow our TikTok, like I said, our Instagram. Everything's in the description. We're trying to get to 100 like subscribers, 100 followers on TikTok
by July.
That's
right.
4 days. Hey,
July, bro.
Hey, it's possible we get
That's
like 100 views, man. We get 100 views. But like our video.
That's right.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we did. This one was pretty like a deeper into scary shit. So I think this
some
was
spiritual, religious type stuff. Like leave a comment too. If you guys have any questions, like leave a comment. We can
seriously,
we'll answer the comments, or we'll talk about any questions you guys have in the next video.
I'm down.
Like that, so
I really do want to start having people like bring us questions. That would be really dope to have. But other than that, man, that's it. Episode 6 in the books. Catch you guys later.
Peace.